We're going to be talking about simple tricks to speed that manifestation up, right?
Speed it up. Speed up the Manny.
Boom. Not only speed up your own manifestation, but speed up the world's manifestations. That's, the thing is when you start to change it is so crazy how your world changes. That's like the most, like, you meet different people, you talk to different people, you have different kinds of interactions with people, and your compassion level for other people is through the roof. I mean, if I go in somewhere, if I go to a gas station or to Walmart or something, I feel like the overwhelming urge to be like, hold on, let me tell you, like, I've got whatever it is, 1 minute at the checkout.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how could I possibly slip in? Do you want to change your entire life? Is that, I mean, it's like, do you have 5 minutes? Like, do you have a break coming up soon? Because I need to help you get out of here quickly.
Have you heard the good news? That's what I like to start with. They don't know what's coming after you say that.
And they're like, I got to get back to work. So, it's difficult for me to not constantly like pop in on somebody and be like, hey, have you heard? And it's like, and then I don't know what word to use with people, because I want to say, like, have you heard of law of attraction? And then they're like, sometimes they'll be like, oh yeah, the movie The Secret, or this or that. And I'm like, no, not really. I mean, yes, but no. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure what
it's
word
like,
would get you in easier either.
This is going to take a lot. This is like I'm going to hand you this, but you're going to be working on it 5 years from now. So
you're welcome.
It's a journey. So we're going to be talking about some simple tricks to speed up those manifestations. And I think there's one that we left off that I'm going to add real quick here at the end, and we'll just we'll end with that one.
Okay.
And I just did a video on it on YouTube as well. So that's up currently. And I think that is one of those tricks. And anyway, so let's start with the first one, Matt.
Okay.
You want to kick us off?
Yep. So I stole this one directly from YouTube, because YouTube gave me the idea for this episode. And the first simple trick for speeding up manifestation is to set a goal. Goal is a direction that you're striving towards. It's a point in the distance that you're walking towards. It's a definite purpose. And I think that a definite purpose is something everyone should have. And if you don't have it, it causes you to drift. And we're both kind of reading that Napoleon Hill book, Interview with the Devil. That is Napoleon Hill, right? Yep. And he talks a lot about in his Interview with the Devil how people drift, and that's how they never get what they want, and that a definite purpose is the single most important way to prevent drifting and be able to manifest exactly what you want. So a goal is very important.
Well, it's like, and keep in mind that, or I like the analogy of you're driving like a big ship. So right now you're headed to a destination, whether you have a set goal or not a set goal. There's something in your mind that's got you doing the things that you're doing, right? So you've got before you set your goal, you're working towards a purpose, but you don't even know what it is. It may be something that you thought of 10 years ago. This sounds like a good idea, and you just start going towards it. So you've got two choices. You can drop everything that you're doing and start moving towards that goal, or you can start to turn that ship and let it slowly become you, because you're going to, be fighting a lot of different thoughts and things. So you need kind of that time period when you're turning that ship, but at the same time, we'll get to something that you have to do in order to make those goals a realization.
Mm-hmm.
So the next thing that we've got is define the dream, and it's kind of like the same goal, but same as the goals, but a little bit different from the perspective of you really need to be thinking about the life that you want to live. So if your goal is to own a business, or it's to start doing something new, you've got to keep in mind, what does that new entail of? Because there may be things that you enjoy about your life today that may remove, but you could maybe keep that too if it's defined correctly. So if you like to, let's say, work at home, or you want to work in a certain area, all those kind of things, you kind of got to look at it from a broad perspective, and then kind of turns into the next one too.
I
Yeah.
think it's important to, when you define the dream, to identify with whatever that dream is. Like if the dream is to be more in shape, or if the dream is to own X type of car, you need to embody whatever that new identity is. And then what about that identity can you add to your life right now and start to do moving forward, so you can kind of pull yourself towards that dream. And one thing that I was thinking about is, like if you want to own a certain car, like maybe it's a Porsche or a Corvette, maybe you don't have that car now, but you could have the keychain for the car, right? Is that weird? But every day when you go to pick up those keys, you see the Porsche keychain or the Mercedes keychain or the Insignia or whatever. And then you're like, oh yeah, that's a dream of mine. And when that happens, this is something that I would obviously have in my possession. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And the thing is too, is I think that brings up a good point, is how many times do you care what somebody else says about you having a Porsche keychain on your Honda? You know, it's like that's the kind of factors that we have built into us, as a society, like worrying about things that don't matter in any way whatsoever. And it's like the other person is the person that has a problem with it, not you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like
Yeah.
it's just crazy how focused people are on things that have nothing to do with them. But like if it's odd to them, then it's wrong.
Right. Right. And here's
Are we
something I
okay?
told Carrie to do recently, because Carrie is she's started lifting weights and started working out. And I was like, hey, one thing that you
Mm-hmm.
should do is go find a picture of whatever the body is that you want, whatever it is, cut it out, and then take a picture of your head, paste it right on that. And that's the dream, right? That's your future body. Now from here, what do we do to turn you into that? Because that's your identity at this point. And it's simple
Mm-hmm.
stuff like eating more protein or doing this workout or reading about getting in shape. But everything starts with what her new identity is, and it's that new body that's got her head on it, basically.
Right. It's like the content you're consuming, the things that you're reading, the places that you're going, it all becomes part of your manifestation, no matter what it is. And it's like
Hmm.
if you do want a Porsche, then you definitely need to go drive a Porsche, because people want a certain vehicle and they've never driven it, or they're scared to go drive it because they don't have the money to buy that car today, or there's so many things that come up that prevent us from doing stuff. And those thoughts are put into your mind by someone else. So they don't matter, right? I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.